My master sat in his humble dwelling, surrounded by seekers who had traveled far to hear his wisdom. On this particular evening, a troubled young man made his way to the front and knelt before him. The master looked into his eyes with compassion and asked, "What brings you here so distressed? What weighs upon your heart?" The young man spoke of his beloved, and the master smiled. Then he began to teach. "I can count the raindrops that fall from the sky during a storm. I can stand beneath the clouds and number every single drop that wets the earth. I can count every leaf on every tree, in every forest across this world. If I had enough lifetimes, I could tally every blade of grass that grows. But the blessings that fall upon your beloved's lineage, the countless mercies bestowed upon them, I cannot count them. No one can. They are infinite, like the love of the divine itself." The young man listened intently as the master continued his discourse on the nature of sincere devotion versus empty performance. "Listen carefully," the master said, raising his finger for emphasis. "You may go on pilgrimage to the holiest of cities. You may stand on the sacred plains and throw stones at pillars representing temptation. You may circle the ancient house built by prophets. You may give generously to charity, helping widows and orphans. You may struggle in the path of righteousness, fighting against your own ego and desires. You may do all of these things. But on the final day, when all of humanity stands before the Creator, something remarkable will happen. A warrior will come forward, his chest covered in wounds, his face radiant with the expectation of reward. He will say, 'I accepted sacrifice for you. I fought in your name. I left my family behind. My children became orphans. My spouse became widowed. I gave my entire youth for you. I gave everything.' The Creator will look at him with eyes that see through all pretense and command, 'Take him away from my presence.' The warrior will plead in confusion, 'But I gave my life for you. I bled for you. I died for you.' The Creator will answer, 'No. You did it so people would call you a hero. You did it for the recognition they gave you. You wanted the title, the honor, the protocol. You fought for your reputation, not for me. Take him away.' Then another will approach, clutching sacred scripture to his chest. He will say, 'I read your words every day and every night. I taught your message to thousands of students. I built schools where your name is glorified. I spent my life spreading your revelation.' The Creator will reply, 'No. You read and taught so people would call you a great scholar. You wanted the titles, the respect, the followers. You wanted them to say, 'What a learned man he is.' Take him as well." Then a wealthy benefactor will come forward, his hands still smelling of the money he gave away. He will say, "I gave my wealth. I spent fortunes in your path. I built hospitals and fed the hungry. I was generous beyond measure." The Creator will respond, "No. You gave so people would call you a generous Lord. You wanted them to say, 'What a philanthropist he is.' You did it for show, for praise, for status. Take him away from me." "You see," the master explained, "worship done for show is empty. Pilgrimage done for show is not accepted. Prayer done for show rises no higher than the ceiling. Fasting done for show is merely starvation. Charity done for show is just a transaction. None of it counts if it's only for appearance. The divine looks at the heart, not the action, at the intention, not the performance." The young man's face fell. "Then what hope is there for someone like me? My devotion wavers. My attention drifts. Sometimes I do things because I want others to see." The master leaned forward with a gentle smile. "But there is one form of devotion, my friend, that is so beloved, so powerful, so filled with mercy, that even if you do it for show, even if you do it just a little,
the divine may still accept it. This devotion creates a connection. It builds a bridge between the finite and the infinite. It opens a door that nothing else can open. The Master paused to let this sink in. And there's more. If you read this devotion with love in your heart, with intention, with fragrance on your clothes, facing the sacred city, declaring, "Beloved, I present my humble offering at your court," then the rewards multiply infinitely. Then the blessings cascade down like rain.
He continued, "The Master says that in any state you read it, it reaches the divine court. It keeps cleansing your spirit. It keeps removing your faults. It keeps you connected. This is the special mercy of this devotion. Its power is no secret. Everyone who has tasted it knows its sweetness. Countless books have been written about its benefits, and the world witnessed the funeral of that great spiritual master, seeing how a true lover's procession moves with grandeur through the beloved streets. Even in death, the lover is honored." The Master looked around at his students. "Today, let us decide to keep this remembrance. Some may say it's just for show, that people have their own philosophies, but evidence shows otherwise. At the very least, holding this remembrance reminds a person, I should read something with devotion. It keeps the connection alive. It keeps the heart soft." He shared a story. Someone once asked a famous poet, a man whose words moved nations, "You have such a great name, such reputation, yet I don't see you constantly reading devotion, but when you speak, your words have such power. What's the reason?" The poet replied, "Leaving everything else aside, I have presented this devotion at the beloved's court 110 million times. That's the impact. That's the source of whatever power my words have." The Master's voice grew softer, more intimate. When a person reads this devotion constantly, a deep connection develops with the divine. Then something beautiful happens. Someone shared this story with me. I went on pilgrimage. It was a long journey of about 400 miles. When I reached the sacred city, it was time for the evening prayer. I was exhausted from traveling. I thought, I'm too tired tonight. I'll skip this one prayer. I offered the other prayers and went to sleep. While sleeping, the Beloved appeared in my dream. He came close to me and touched my forehead. I said, "Beloved, I read every day, but today I was tired." He replied, "That's exactly why I came to you in your dream, to remind you that I am always here." The Master concluded, "When the connection develops, when the bond strengthens, then one day, when your sincerity deepens, the divine presence will grace your heart directly. For that, connection is necessary, devotion is necessary, love is necessary, daily remembrance is necessary. Then, the day your sincerity deepens, the divine will come to you. You won't have to go searching anymore. The seeker becomes the found, the lover becomes the beloved. And that, my friends, is the ultimate destination of every sincere heart."